Yes. Ah, any other questions that they're asking? All right. All right. Thank you very much. Oh, no, that's it. Thank you very much. All right. You too. You too. You, bye-bye.
Hey, you be quiet in there. Go, show to run.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
Hi everybody, this is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this is song. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. And stay with it and hit it.
Okay. Man, it's a lot of stuff. Man, what, the music still going? Out of here, music. Out of here. It's over. The music is over. We're on the second day of our new time. Tomorrow night we'll be back on at 6 p.m. But tonight we're here a little bit early. So if you're catching this during the replay, you can give us a thumbs up, right? And leave your comments down there. And I do answer the comments within 24 hours. So don't forget to leave your answers down there and all that kind of stuff. And Alan, how are you tonight?
Well, I'm not doing too bad, Johnny. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. Tonight's show will be brought to you by the letter B.
Yeah.
Our brothers in our Christian Brother Moving Company is a
sponsor tonight.
One of our sponsors tonight. And but
Hmm.
not only that, there are three B's that we got to talk about. Three very
Yes.
important B's. Bill Cosby's back in the news. Bill Clinton is always in the news. And our most popular and highly esteemed and most popular vote-getting president in American history, Joe Biden. He's always in the news. So that's what
Yeah.
we'll be talking about tonight. Where do we want to start tonight, Johnny?
Well, let's start on that, and then we're going to talk about the vote, because we want you guys to get out and vote.
Oh yes, it's important.
Yeah. And believe me, there'll be no and you can move that vote up even more if you donated like $5 to the cause at paypal.me/Innervision Denver, or you can do our Cash App, which is $Innervision capital J. So there's ways that you can support our nonprofit, all 35 of you. No, we get about right now we're getting 150 views on our shows.
So that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, we do thank everybody for that, and make sure that your vote does count, because these votes are going to go towards our next most high court in the land, which is the Supreme Court. There's going to be a couple of nominations that we'll be putting forth, and you too can help. So hit us up at 720-324-7278 with anything. If you can't quite make a donation, that's okay. Just go ahead and leave us your feedback. And you can also reach us at innervisionfm.com to check out any of our other shows. And if you want to leave something, it's info@innervisionfm.com, and just hit a subject line, something small, just what you want to see, and maybe a vote.
Yeah, definitely. And I just upgraded my player here, and it's doing some weird stuff. So I gotta figure out how to tell it to stop telling me what is, because whenever I push the sound effect button, it tells me
Oh my
what I'm doing.
God.
It's like, I don't like that. I know what I'm doing. Oh man. So anyway, no, and if we have the link for our show in some of those places here. I only got down to labeling about 6 of the what's going out of the. So if you see remembering the Holocaust, well, we should always remember the Holocaust, and not say stupid things like Whoopi Goldberg said on her show. Did you see that? What she said on the show, Whoopi Goldberg?
I saw the headline. I didn't look into it.
Okay. Well, what it was, she said that the Germans and Hitler didn't kill 6 million Jews based on race. They did it based on humanity and what people, bad things do to people. And because as she claimed that they weren't a race. Jewish people are not a race. They're just, just regular white people like the Germans were. And they were just killing them just because. So there are idiots on TV, and that show is one of those shows that really displays a lot of female idiocies. And I should have put something in there about Whoopi Goldberg, because that really sparked me, that she was so stupid that she didn't know that they killed him for that ethnicity, as well as just stupidity. So anyway, yeah, I don't even know how I got down that line. But anyway, let's talk about the 3 Bs.
Well, let's talk about first. He was a comedian back in the late 60s, early 70s, into the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
There was a sitcom that he did after he got out of his comedic shtick and doing the country and that kind of thing. And he did a few movies and things like this.
I got to say about a movie. I just watched it because I watched it when it originally came out, but I didn't know that Sidney Poitier directed this movie.
Yes, and
it was called Ghost Dad.
Right.
And then, I told you about that. Yeah, and it was pretty good. I really liked it. And I didn't know that Sidney Poitier could direct like that. I said, hey, I guess if you got the money and you got the backing, you can make things look very nice and use some good visual effects too.
And Sidney Poitier was basically known as one of the greatest directors of all time. So at least by some people.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting. Bill Cosby was the paragon of a family man. He created, starred in, I should say, Ghost Dad, as you say, by Sidney Poitier. He did a bunch of other stuff as well, centered around the family, around values, around morals, around all kinds of cool stuff. And some folks may know that he got himself into a little bit of hot water with the E2 movement, as it were. I guess he was doing some things that he should not have been doing.
Yeah. Now, you know what? And like during the 60s, it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm going to think, okay, during that time, people were doing drugs and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I wonder, like, how did he miss the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and went to just allegedly like doping women when, that was, free love and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know.
It makes me question that the whole motivation of the accusers and them saying they were so afraid that they were afraid of. I'm thinking like, afraid, you got assaulted, many of them supposedly, and I can't believe there's that many afraid women in this United States.
It's an interesting situation where a lot of things that I wouldn't have believed would have happened are indeed happening. So it could be that these women were indeed they may have felt afraid. Who knows? It could have been a situation just purely centered around money and greed as well.
Right.
But the
And
bottom line,
yeah, yes, because some did get. I think one did get a good payout. Maybe some other ones as well.
well, the
Yeah.
bottom line, if you're going to be a paragon of virtue and all this stuff, family values and all this stuff, you definitely don't want to get mixed up in anything, whether or not these women were out to try to take Bill Cosby to the cleaners, or whether or not Bill Cosby was out to take things that he should not have been messing with.
All right. And now let's talk about the Bill, who I was looking for the video and I didn't find it when during the debate when Donald Trump was debating with Hillary Clinton, and he brought 5 of the women that accused Bill of having his way with them, and they were sitting in the audience, and man, that must have been something. And I think maybe that's why Hillary said, "I'm going to go after you so hard, you won't know what hit you."
But it is interesting.
Oh man.
As many know, one of our presidents that was actually able to do some good things while he was in office, such as bring our national debt down to pretty much almost zero for a little bit while he was in office. He was impeached, and it was decided that it was in the best interest of the country that he not be removed from his office, and he go ahead and finish out his term.
You know, and I used to have a recording of him saying, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman. I did not. It was something else, Miss Lewinsky, and I need to get back to work for the American people." And I used to have that recording. I don't know what I did with that recording, but I used to have that recording.
That's absolutely right, Johnny. So, yeah, I think power really does something to people, whether or not you wield it well, or whether or not you have a few things where some skeletons come out of the closet. It looks like these two people got on the wrong side of women. Women are supposed to be honored. They're supposed to be held up, not as a not put on a pedestal, but basically are to be honored is the best word I can come. They hold the power of creation. They are the nurturers, typically in a Western and even Eastern society, that kind of thing. So it is interesting.
Yeah. And, sometimes I think maybe Bill and Hillary had an arrangement, and maybe they had what would be called a open marriage.
That could be. It could very well be. I understand that.
Because maybe she really understood him and said, well, I can't control the cat, so let the cat run.
That's a different way to stand by your man. Let me tell you what.
Yeah. So I think about that. So maybe that was the deal with those two, because they are like a power couple. And it's like sometimes it's one guy said it's in the song it's cheaper to keep her. Which could be very, very true in that case. And so there was something else I wanted to say about old Bill. And it's so weird. It's so weird. Is it certain men at a certain level that, because he never seen any jail time, and he will probably never see any jail time.
Sure.
But the promise that if Cosby gave the distribution, not what is that called? I can't even say the word.
Hey, folks.
Distribution. I can't even say the word right.
But restitution.
No, well, he gave this testimony,
Uh-huh.
but it was supposed to be sealed, and it wasn't supposed to be used after
Oh,
so deposition, and it was used. And I don't know why the lawyers he had at then could say, hey, you can't use this because it was a promise that this would be used. And the other guy said, oh, we're just going to throw that out and then use that. So I assume that the 2 years that he did spend in jail, or 2 or 3, was totally just ridiculous, because then they should have put Bill Clinton in jail as well, right? But that's not going to happen. And
the information that he is not as powerful as Cosby may not be as powerful as Bill Clinton.
Yeah, he just didn't have all the connections as Clinton did. And also somebody said something. It was something about he was working to get some money to buy NBC, and they didn't like the fact that he would own NBC and be able to control it, and he might have stepped on some pretty heavy feet.
Wow, that's interesting. So NBC kind of put their power behind things to make sure.
So they said, how can we smear this guy to get him out of the way? And unfortunately, it worked. And sometimes they got to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall until something sticks. And that was something that apparently stuck. And there you go, federal time. And the women were acting so mad, but it's like, I guess they took down Weinstein, which he's not a part of the bees, but I just thought about that. They took down Weinstein, and Oprah just hugging and kissing all over this man, and she knew who he was.
Right.
But she'll probably never admit. She'll probably go to the grave with that information that she knew, and then she jumps on the bandwagon of trying to smear Michael Jackson after his death, where he can't answer. But anyway, I divert. But shall we get to the last B?
Well, the last B is the most important B. He is indeed our president of the United States. And he's done quite a few things also for our country, which will go down in the history books. He is the most popular president ever to be elected in our history. And he is the one that will forever be credited with saying that you can start on one end of the United States in your electric car and go all the way to the other end of the United States in your electric car on one full tank of gas.
Yeah, man. And Greta says,
"How dare you?"
Yeah. And what's his favorite word? Is it hey man? Is that his favorite word?
It's like, come on, man. Something like that.
Come on, man. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah. And so when he allegedly pinned this girl to the wall as he was going to work out, and said he heard that she liked him, which somebody probably lied to him and said that, and did some things with his fingers and some other things, and left her in shock. And she told her mother, and her mother even called the Larry King show and talked about this, but she did it in a very vague way. And they have the audio of that conversation between Larry King and this girl's mother, because she was trying to figure out what can they do to resolve this problem. And she went to HR, and HR didn't want to do anything about it. And it was just still the good old boy system, where the good old boys were getting away with stuff. And I think it was that kind of close to when his first wife died in the car accident with I guess one of his sons or something like that.
Right. This is in 1994.
Yeah, so that happened a little bit earlier than that. And then we've seen the despicable stuff he did when they were putting Clarence Thomas, into the Supreme Court, and I listened to that. I mean, very young sounding Biden, and he just looked like he was just gleaming over doing this electronical lynching of Clarence Thomas, and and feeling, I guess, that he was insulated, that would never happen to him, and for the most part, high friends and high places. So,
well, from the beginning, things were apparently not right with this guy, and he was allowed to continue allegedly in these types of things, smelling people's hairs and all kinds of crazy stuff.
oh
And
yeah,
so he's got
and talking
himself-
about kids rubbing his hair in the swimming pool, and
Oh yeah,
just really creepy Joe. I mean, I see why he got that name, Creepy Joe, because he is a creepy old man. And
what's not creepy, what's actually frightening, is that he is at the helm of this country, this great United States of America, where we share a border with Canada, and the Canadian truckers and that kind of thing are really putting the squeeze on the supply chain. You have, things going on with that. And so we'll just have to see how everything plays out, because the supply chain is weak anyway. It's certainly not going to take too much to cause a collapse in that supply chain. So it'll be interesting to see how our popular president leads us out.
yeah, before we get to our next topic, let's hear from Christian Brothers here real quick.
Christian Brothers Moving Company takes care of you by taking care of your family's moving needs. Give them a call, 303-526-2630, and tell them that you heard about them on Innervision. Get the best moving experience you've ever had with Christian Brothers Moving Company, 303-526-2630. That's 303-526-2630. Christian Brothers is a proud underwriter of Innervision. Call them now, 303-526-2630.
Yes. Thank you guys for sponsoring the show. Yes. Now, speaking of our illustrious Brandon, so we see that he wants to nominate the first Black woman for the Supreme Court. Now, they often compared it to, like, when Reagan said he would look for, I think Reagan said he was looking for a qualified woman, and if he had the opportunity to do that, he would do that. And he did, in fact, do that in the 80s. But now Biden wants to take it a step further. It's almost like, hold my beer and let me show you what I could do. Right? And so this time, so he says, you don't need any qualifications. You don't need any experience. All you need is the right skin color and the right gender, and not be and you often think, like, what did the other groups think about the LGBTQ groups and the binary groups and the white women group and the white male group and the black male group? What did they think when he excluded everybody out of that? And his selection is not very good, because he picked a woman of color for vice president, and how well is that going?
Well, it's interesting, because I hear some rumors that they might want to try to look at getting her somehow into the Supreme Court. If that does, we'll have us a lot of fun.
That would be pretty interesting if they can finagle with that, and because I know they don't want her to run with him again, or if he lasts that long, or to be the VP. Oh no, not the VP, but the PV. Oh no, or is that the PP? President. Yeah, I don't know. It's the president. I don't know. So, and I can see the apprehension, because she's not a good liar, and even though she is a liar, she's not a good one. And maybe just incompetence runs in the string of these Democrats and in some Republicans as well, these rhino Republicans and these fake Republicans, which we have Soros being a part of that. So I say, since he's looking for a woman in black and she does not necessarily be qualified, I say, why not my daughter?
Well,
Why not? Yeah.
I got to agree. I mean, why not? We'll put her up there, nominate her as a next Supreme Court justice to take retiring Justice Breyer's place, and we'll see what we can get done with your daughter in the most high court in the land. I also do have a nomination, but I'm afraid I don't have the proper skin color, nor do I have the proper race. But he sure is cute. Hang on a second here. There we go. Wonder if we can get a good pic of him.
Yeah.
Right now, but here's Niklaus. He's our sound engineer. He helps us keep things tight. Make sure that things go off without a hitch. So that's my nomination there. We're going to nominate Niklaus. We're going to nominate your daughter.
Yeah. We call it. She calls herself Kitty.
Kitty. We're gonna nominate a kitty. We're gonna nominate a dog.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
We got-
So,
Ladies and gentlemen, and I think we joke around a lot, but in all seriousness, it is of utmost importance to get involved at the local, state, and federal level if you want to make change, something everlasting within our country. We are a United States of America, and we're supposed to be indivisible. So if we were to concentrate on the things which unite us and celebrate our differences rather than point out our differences and really just get on each other about what our differences are, this might be a better place. And if guys would act more like men, meaning honorable, chivalrous, loyal, kind, faithful, all these things, we wouldn't run into Bill Cosby's alleged things, or we wouldn't run into Bill Clinton's alleged things, or we wouldn't run into Joe Biden's mishaps and foibles.
yeah.
We would be a country which would uphold virtue and integrity above all other things.
I'm going to see if I can call her and see.
Going to bring
Wow.
the daughter to the show
Yeah.
here real quick, see if we can get her endorsement for her nomination.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Let's see.
Ladies
see.
and gentlemen, you too can help us out. Hit us up at 720-324-7278 with any questions, comments, and if you've got a vote. Also hit us up at info@innervisionfm.com and leave any message there with your vote.
Hey, so we're on the show live, and you've just been nominated with my friend's his little puppy. And what do you have anything to say to the United States of America about being the first Black woman to be in the Supreme Court? Oh, you gotta come on, you gotta plead for the call. We don't tell the people to call Washington and vote for you. No? Are you still there? I think I think she hung up on us. Oh
I think-
man.
The reason that answer is no. I don't know if she's going to accept her nomination for the highest Supreme Court in the land. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got somebody you want to go ahead and nominate, go ahead and hit us up at the contact info I just provided. It's also down there below. And
Yeah.
this show has been brought to you by the letter B.
Yes. No, my wife just said this one must be with education, but Biden says all she has to be is Black and a female. He didn't say anything about education, didn't say anything about qualification, just Black and a female like Harrison. I got to give a reminder of that, how stupid Biden is. You know, it's hard for a lot of people to believe how stupid a man like this can be and supposedly be installed in the White House. But ladies and gentlemen, if you knew if you're living outside of the United States and you knew our educational system, we have a bunch of dumbing down of our children, tearing down statues so they won't know history. So this communist group can, who calls themselves Democrats, can come in and rewrite the history. And these idiots, these useful idiots, they used to call them brown shirts back in the day. Once their usefulness is over with, they'll be tossed out just like dirty laundry. But they don't know that because they don't read history.
Well, that's the interesting thing about communism and socialism is once the use is done by those in power of the people, so once they use the people and they use them all up and their usefulness is finished, then that's it. Saul Alinsky wrote a bunch of interesting stuff, which he's definitely not one of my favorite authors, and he's definitely not one of my favorite people. But he basically opened the eyes of folks as to the way that communism works and socialism works, and it never, folks.
It never works out well.
How dare you?
Yeah, it doesn't, Greta. You'll learn that eventually when you get a life here. But anyway, so I mean that's pretty much our show for the night. Tell us what you think. Leave it in the comment line there. And like I said, in 24 hours, I will answer the things. And what's the name of to boost it to get the word out more? Because powers that be on FB says, we don't know. We want you talking about this. And you know what they did? They said in order for me to talk about stuff like this, I had to verify that I had to prove I live in America.
Oh, right.
And I wonder if they do that with these other banditos who's on there spewing hatred and all this kind of stuff. I wonder if they have to prove all that stuff.
They do it more and more, but it is something that is certainly done to those that do have a more conservative viewpoint than what is more widely expected and accepted. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we've got a fun show. A little bit about that before we go.
Yes, we're going to have this group on the Universal Connections, and it's going to be on at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So we'll be on, an hour later to do that. Then we'll go back to our 6 o'clock programming next week. Coming up in the future, which I was going to have Mr. Tillman on, Jimmy Lee Tillman on the 14th, but I just remembered that's Valentine's Day, and he might want to be doing something special with his wife. So I need to call, and we either have him on the 14th or we'll have him on the 15th and do a special Valentine's show, and maybe we'll give something away for Valentine's on the 14th.
For that, folks, hit us up at info@innervisionfm.com with anything that you might want to see topic-wise. Want to wish you guys a happy early Valentine's Day. I mean, I know it's not even February yet. Well, I guess today's the first, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, it is the first.
So we got 13 days to go, folks.
All right.